Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Gittin, page 14, which discusses an interesting story about a man whose name was Rabbi, and he had a precious silver goblet, a cup, in the hands of these people who lived in the location of Narda. And he knew that there were two scholars that were going in that basic vicinity, and he said, "Can you do me a favor? They have this very expensive, precious cup of mine. Could you please go and get it for me?" So they said, "Okay, not a problem, we'll do it." And when they received this cup, they said, "We want to make sure that if you lose this cup along the way, you're going to accept responsibility for it." And we know that the law is that that's not the case. The law is that the agent who's holding on to it and is in transit, we say that he is not responsible, and if it gets lost, then it's the person who had it, who trusted this agent. But therefore, they would have to reimburse and come up with more money, the value of this cup. So they said, "You know what? Why don't you two guys, you two scholars, why don't you accept responsibility for it?" And he said, "No, we don't want to do that. Why should we accept responsibility for something which is not even within the purview of what's required of me?" So they said, "Okay, then give it back to us. Give us the cup back." So one of the sages said, "Fine, take it back." And the other one said, "No, I'm not going to give it back, because probably this is the one chance that this rabbi is going to get his valuable cup." So he said, "No, I'm not giving it back to you." And all of a sudden they started hitting him. And this first rabbi didn't seem to support this other guy. So they went at the end of the day to the Rebbe, and they said, "I don't understand. I was trying to do the right thing. I was trying to get your precious cup back. This other guy next to me was willing to give it back to them. I said no. And because I did the right thing to try to get your cup back, they started hitting me and they started abusing me. It was terrible." So the rabbi turned to the other guy and he said, "Listen, I don't understand. Why didn't you agree to him?" He said, "You don't understand these people. You have to understand the people that you gave this cup to. They're very dangerous. These are people that are very threatening, very scary, and in fact, they're close to powerful people. And if they would say, 'Throw this guy in jail,' I'd be thrown in jail. If they would say, 'We're going to sentence this guy to death, we're going to get someone to kill you,' they would kill me. So in that situation, what did you want me to do? And if I would end up endangering my own life, and possibly even that I would end up being killed," he says, "who's going to give my father, Yanai," this is the man's father, "a son like me? It's not worth it." And on this, the rabbi looked at him and said, "Shapravat, you did the right thing. You were right." Which is a very interesting story, because on one hand, you can say these people were bad people, they were wrong, they had no right holding on to this cup, it didn't belong to them, they were supposed to accept responsibility, and therefore I'm going to do the right thing, and I'm not going to let them get away with this. But the other person said, "Okay, it's true. All the things you're saying are absolutely true according to the law, but sometimes you need to know how to choose your battles. You have to know when to say, 'Let me fight this, let me step up,' and when to take a step back. And when you're dealing with people like this, it's just not worth it." This is such an important thing to always assess. You find all these stories that someone said one little improper thing, let's say at a bar, and all of a sudden you start fighting, and it could lead to a homicide, it could lead to even to death. Why? Because of one single word? So someone insulted you and hurt your feelings? Why don't you get over it? Because by you stepping up and causing a big fight, you're making things a lot worse. It doesn't make you a bigger man to step up every single time you think someone has wronged you. Sometimes the strongest person is the one who could step away.